Hey, what's up, you guys? Just got back from work, as per fucking usual, and I just figured I'd make a new video because I felt like talking to all 38 of you guys about some stupid old record that no one really cares about hearing my opinion on. But I still want to talk about it, so, you can go suck fucking 30,000 cocks. But anyway, the album I'm going to be talking about today for my Doom Metal Musts series is Sleep with the album Jerusalem, also known as Dopesmoker. On this release, it is entitled Dopesmoker. This is a re-release on Southern Lord Records. Now, if you haven't heard this album, or you haven't heard of Sleep, then you should just pause, X out of this video, and go listen to the two albums that they've put out, and then come back and listen to my opinion. But if you haven't heard of them before, and you haven't heard this album, know what you're getting into. This is a 63-minute long single track called Dopesmoker. And let's get into this. A little backstory first. Sleep are a band from, I believe, Southern California, famous for pioneering the stoner rock sound along with bands like Caius. And they released an album called Sleep's Holy Mountain, which was very different than this. It was very much a Black Sabbath tribute sort of album with much shorter songs, even though it was still a Doom record with some very lengthy tracks. And all in all, just a more accessible sound than what you hear on Dopesmoker. Shut up! And I believe that record got them a lot of attention. They got signed to a more major label, and then decided after getting signed to that label that they wanted to release a 1-hour song called Dopesmoker. And I believe the label, I think it was London Records. It might have been Metal Blade. I'm not entirely sure who it was. I think it was London Records. Decided to drop or discontinue the contract, and then they worked for 3 years pretty much on recording this single track album. And basically just smoked weed and made some fucking riffs. As far as the music on this album goes, it is some of the most droning, repetitive, and trance-inducing music that you will ever hear. Matt Pike just writes some riffs that just are so immense that they can literally carry a single riff for like 10 minutes and still not get boring. And it's just amazing how they were able to do that. And that's why I think it is such an essential piece of doom metal, because they were able to write these riffs that were so slow and fuzzed out and just stoned out and just fucking insane, but they were still able to make it interesting and carry the song along. Alex Cisneros on bass and vocals. The bass is very present here. It's very rumbling. It just adds to this intense fuzz and distortion and just wall of sound that you get with this album. And his vocals are very different from what we heard on Sleep's Holy Mountain. Sleep's Holy Mountain, he had more of a sort of a chanting, sort of a clean sung vocal that was very sort of minimalistic and, like I said, kind of like a chant sounding thing. Like, see the song Dragonaut? For an example of that. His vocals really changed on this release. They're much more of a sort of a booming roar. It's almost comical to hear at first because it's very unique, and you won't really hear much like it. And the band Saturnalia Temple, with the album To the Other, has something very similar to the vocal style that you'll hear on Sleep's Dopesmoker. Just sort of like a really intense sort of roar that is just very powerful and really commands attention. The drums on here are just played to the max. They're very intense, hard hit, well produced, and yeah, the drums on this are really fantastic. There's a few points on this album where Matt Pike breaks into a sort of a long-winded, fuzzed out, bluesy solo, but otherwise this is just riffs and vocals and drums, and it is just a crazy fucking journey. Lyrically, the cover of this album really captures the lyrical ideas pretty much perfectly. It's basically about a caravan of weed priests going to Nazareth and basically bringing all this sacred bud to the high marijuana weed priest guy. And yeah, just a stoner caravan crossing the desert. I believe that it is influenced a lot by Dune. I don't know anything about the Dune book or apparently very bad movie, but I do think that this is somewhat based on that story and concept. But overall, this is music that will really put you into a trance and keep you there for the entire 63-minute duration. It does test my patience quite a bit at points because it is so repetitive, and it's really just a single idea for the duration of the song. There really isn't much added. There isn't extra instrumentation. There isn't sort of breaks or like bridges where they add in different sort of ideas or elements. It's really just showcasing what a guitar, a bass, a voice, and a set of drums can do in creating amazing doom metal. And I do find myself getting bored by it sometimes. It's an album that I put on and listen to once. I can't immediately listen to it again. I have to wait a while before I'm really into the mood to hear Dopesmoker. But when I am, this album just absolutely hits the spot. It destroys. It's so heavy and intense. So just trippy. And even though I don't smoke weed, it makes me want to smoke a fucking bowl and then listen to this shit. It's absolutely amazing. It's just some incredible atmosphere and really shows what you can do with doom metal. I'm not going to score these. I know I scored the last one. I did the October Tide record, but I don't think I'm going to score these because, in my opinion, they're all just... You should just listen to them. If you like this style of music, then you should definitely hear Sleep's Dopesmoker. Even if you aren't into doom metal and you just want to hear something crazy, then you should definitely give this a listen. The version I have is a 2012 Southern Lord reissue. The album was originally titled Jerusalem, and I believe it was split into 6 separate tracks originally. But on this one, it was released as one song. Comes with Holy Mountain being played live. The sound quality on that is absolutely horrible, but it is cool to hear them play that track live. So all in all, when you buy this, you're getting like an hour and 15 minutes worth of material, and I think it's definitely worth the purchase. Folds out like that, which is really cool, sort of like a night scene of what the front of the album cover is. And I think this is really cool because this project and this track was such a mammoth sort of an undertaking for the band to do. They actually had to sort of chart out the song, which I think is really cool. It has this very meticulous, detailed sort of write-up of everything that's happening with all the different riffs. There's a few points in there we're talking about like Iomi's Vault and some like Sonic Titan, all this crazy shit. As the way that they wrote this song out. Cool band picture on the back. But yeah, overall, this is just a release that you should really pick up if you like challenging, head-bangable, groovy, riffy doom metal that really, really pushes boundaries. So for me, this is an absolute doom metal essential. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. I don't expect it to get a lot of views because this album came out so long ago that I'm sure no one gives a shit about it anymore. But I wanted to talk about it. So, yeah, thank you for watching if you did that. So. Oh!